Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Entitled Parents. Story 1. A judgmental and rude employee causes a massive sale to be lost due to her behavior. Context: I have a close friend whose size, 6'0", requires to buy plus-size clothes or clothes tailored to her needs. She went to a semi-luxury shop to buy clothes. She saved for 2 years to have some nice things, roughly saved 10,000. Upon entering the shop, she already had an employee who were behind her as if she were not welcome here. Then came that entitled twat who works here too. Excuse me milady, but low-budget shop are 5 minutes further. What did you just said to me? Am I not good enough? Well, a customer with a sweater is. She got cut by my close friend becoming angry. See those? Those 100 cuts? I had 10k saved and I hoped I could get some nice stuff because my size is a break to finding nice clothes. But I guess it's not good coming from me? Right. She left the shop and chose another one for her needs. Story 2. Entitled Dad claims I'm doing drugs on the bus. Me BD bus driver at Entitled Dad KL kind lady. So a little bit of background on me: I have a bunch of health issues and that means I have a lot of medications. The important one here is my anti-sickness meds on Dancitron, Zofran. Now due to issues here in the UK, getting hold of some of my medications has been a nightmare. My anti-sickness has been the hardest to get, so what little I do have I am heavily rationing until I can finally get it again. The other important thing to note is that for a while now it has been coming in a pill bottle and not a blister. Here in the UK that's very unusual. Another thing that's important to mention is that is pretty clear I'm disabled. I have a walking stick and I wear a sunflower lanyard. Also my face is dropped on the left due to a stroke I had. Basically if you look at me you know full well I'm disabled. The last thing is 3rd of June is my birthday. TBH, the day kinda sucked, and birthdays are fairly important in my family, especially mine as I've spent so many in hospital. So I was on the bus today and I'm already in a pretty foul mood. I had gone to the pharmacy in hopes of getting my meds, no luck. I'm feeling very sick, I'm in a lot of pain, I'm tired, and to top it all off it's my birthday and I can't eat my birthday cake without feeling even worse. So needless to say I was close to tears. I was sat on the bus in the disabled seat's head against the window, music in my ears, trying not to cry. One of my earphones ran out of charge, so I went into my bag to grab the case and switch to wired earphones. Just as I was doing this dad got on the bus with a small child. I paid them no mind as I dug through my bag until I heard him clear his throat. My child needs to sit there, he said, looking at me. Now the bus was not busy at this point and the seat next to me as well as the other disabled seats. I looked at him in confusion and I said, I'm sorry sir, but as you can see I'm already sat here and it's very clear I need them. He is welcome to sit next to me or you can pick any of the other seats. Now I could have absolutely been nicer about it, but as I said I was in no mood. He just huffed at me and sat on the other seats. All seemed well until the child started complaining he wanted to sit on the left side where I was. The dad ignored the kid whilst the kid kept moaning. Now at this point my sickness had gotten a lot worse. So I reluctantly grabbed my anti-sickness meds from my bag to take one. It has one of those child safety caps on, the ones where you push down and turn at the same time. I really don't like these caps, but whatever, get on with it. I was struggling to get it pushed down. But before I could complete this my meds were grabbed out my hand. The man went marching to the driver. He started shouting I was taking drugs on the bus and I should be arrested. The driver pulled over and got out his cab. At this point everything got far too much and I burst into tears. The driver, an older man who knows me, said isn't taking drugs, they are taking their medications. At this point a lady had sat down next to me and wrapped her arm around me. I was just crying and crying and crying. Everything had gotten too much. Friends didn't wish me a happy birthday. I wasn't feeling well, I just want my anti-sickness meds, I want a day where I'm not unwell, especially on my birthday. As if to pile on top of it, KL, who was hugging me, smelled of the soap my grandma used, so on top of it I started missing her and wishing it was her hugging me on my birthday. The Ed realized how wrong he was and how much he fucked up but still tried to worm his way out. I don't really know what he said, I just know that he was trying to make an excuse. BD grabbed my meds off him, told him to get off and grabbed my water out my bag and helped get the cap off. I took my meds, but was still very upset as you can imagine. Fortunately BD knows my auntie, so he called her and got her to come and pick me up to take me home. TLDR, entitled Dad says I'm doing drugs on the bus when I'm just taking my regular meds and I got really upset. Edit. Wow, I really can't thank everyone enough for your support and birthday wishes. You guys are incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Update. Hi everyone, thank you for the awards and kind messages. Thought I would give a little update. So I managed to get about half my due meds, so it means I've been able to enjoy some of my birthday cake. It's a lovely plain sponge with fresh cream and royal icing. It's lovely, nothing fancy, but my mum made it, so it's incredibly special. Complaints have been put through about the Ed, this includes CCTV of him grabbing my meds. As I am classed as a vulnerable adult, it's now a police matter. Not really what I wanted, as I feel it is a bit harsh. But I'll wait and see the outcome. I was at work yesterday and the kind lady who comforted me on the bus ended up coming into the bookshop where I work. It turns out I actually know her from the hospital, we've been on the same ward a few times. She also knows my mum, which is really nice. I was only working a half day, so we went for lunch together. We had a really lovely time and I'm going to stay in contact with her. She's taken to calling me Bluey cause I love the show and my hair is blue. It's really lovely. I've missed my grandmother so much. Whilst she will never replace my grandmother, I feel like I've gained a bit of her back. My parents are away right now and she brought me around shepherd's pie for dinner. Story 3. Entitled Father Threatens to Beat a Nice Woman Because She Won't Give Up Her Own Seat. I'm 18M, so for backstory, I was on a train with me and my family, not like subway or anything but, like a one-day train in India. And trains in India are stereotyped for being dirty and stuff like, but we rode in second class A/C, which is cleaned every single day. Also the people aren't usually chill, but if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. Here enters M and F, they enter the train, and it is immediately recognizable that this is their first time they have rode on the expensive side of the train. I'm not trying to be snobbish, but you get what you pay, and we would have gone for a cheaper ticket if there were seats on the train. It was about 4 a.m. and they were walking through the corridor with loud noises, 3 children, 2 of them crying, and they woke up the NL, nice lady, because they needed 2 more seats for the kids. The NL woke up and questioned them. She was speaking a South Indian language, but she understood the M and F language, but they didn't understand hers. They said that stop speaking such primitive language and give us your seats because we have kids, and we deserve it. Obviously in their language, so, the NL immediately started speaking English. Remember that she understood them, but they couldn't understand her. I'm sorry, but these are my seats and why didn't you buy 2 extra tickets? For this, one of the young boys who looked like 11ish stepped up to translate this to his parents. After he spoke, the M then started speak to us only in Hindi because your mouth doesn't deserve English. Yeah, she said that. The NL, who was about 4-5ish, had already become friends with my mother and aunt because it was a long journey, and they needed someone else to chat, and also the NL was nothing but nice towards our family and was traveling with her family of around 7 people, herself, her husband, her mill, and 4 of her kids. She also offered me to play a game of Uno with her kids and some of them are still my friends. The NL then stated the same sentence in Hindi. The M said that I have kids and you don't, so give up your seat and sit on the floor. The NL told them to F off and give their seats to their children and sit on the floor. The M wouldn't have this, so when the NL went to get something from her bag, the M jumped on the seat and hauled her kids on it. The NL with a very calm face said, "Woman, this is not your seat, plus get off." The M said, "Finders keepers," not exactly but along the lines of that. And because of this we offered the NL a seat and seated my cousin, who was a baby at the time, on my aunt's lap, but the NL politely declined and went to sit with her family, but we thought nothing of it until the EK entered the story. I was about 14 to 15 at the time and was playing Mario Kart on my iPad. Then one of the EK instantly tries to pry the thing from my hands, but I was older than him so, he wasn't able to get it. I said, "Dude, what are you trying to do?" To that he replies, "I want that game," and immediately say no to him due to the trying to snatch it and not ask for it. So after a couple of minutes later, the M asks me, "Can my son have that game?" "No," I replied. "But why? My angel is bored, and he deserves it," with a smug kind of look. I said, "Your angel tried to snatch it from me without asking." "What are you talking about? He would never do that," in a shocked tone. "Okay, whatever helps you sleep at night and keeping your son entertained is not my responsibility," I said. They didn't bother me after that, but, know what you're here for. After about an hour after the iPad incident, the EK went to explore the train, so the NL politely sat in one of her seats. "M, why are you sitting in my son's seat?" "NL, I'm not sitting in your son's seat, he was sitting in mine." "M, no, he was sitting there, and you have to get up before he comes." "NL, I am not moving from here, you could do whatever you want." The M with a smug look called the F. "F, what seems to be the problem here?" "M, this lady is sitting in EK seats, make her stand up." This is the part where all hell breaks loose. The F raises his hand looking like he was about to slap her. Here in India, slapping another person, especially a woman, is not only highly frowned upon but also illegal, so basically every adult man who saw this stood up and started to yell at the F for doing this. The F became as tame as a kitten for the rest of the trip, but the M didn't. She called the police, and they came aboard the next station and questioned her what happened. As usual, she made false accusations on how they stole their seat and they thrashed my husband when nothing like that happened, and when the true story came out they were asked to leave this coach and move to the lower coaches. The story ends in a happy ending with them losing money. Story 4. EP upset cause their kid won't sleep without visiting our cats every day and we said no. Our neighbors, who live in the same house, have a 3-year-old son and we have 3 indoor cats. One day the father knocked on the door, telling us his son lately grew fond of cats, and if it was possible that his son can see our cats. We let them in, but it turned out the boy still has 2 left hands when it comes to animals, and his father doesn't interfere when the kid chases them, screeches at them like a siren, pulls them on their tails and throws hard toys at them. As you can guess, we weren't too pleased. Next day, same time in the evening, father and kid knock on our door, the father demanding that his son can meet the meow meows again. This time my husband opened the door, and was somewhat of surprised by them requesting a visit again, blindsided let them in again. Same procedure as the day before, a solid half-hour of screeching and chasing the scared and startled cats. Day 3, we just sat down for dinner, the father knocks on our door, letting us know that it's his son's bedtime and that he's ready to play with his meow meows. I kindly but clearly explained that we're just about to have dinner, and that we cannot make this a daily play date, cause our cats are not happy about this, as they are not used to children and one of them blind. I told him it's too much for the animals. My husband and I are both working full-time, evenings, having dinner together, is our relaxed time we would like to spend alone. The following 2 hours we heard the kid screaming his head off, demanding to meet his meow meows, followed by furious knocking on our door, which we opened to our very angered neighbor pointing on his son's blue from crying face, yelling at us that this sad face should make us think about the consequences of decisions we make for other people. His son won't sleep anymore, without seeing his beloved meow meows. Yes, he seriously kept using this term and also the possessive adjective. I tried to solve this in a civilized manner, by keeping calm, but pointing out that it wasn't our idea to make seeing our cats his son's getting ready to sleep ritual, and that he cannot expect from us to make this a daily schedule, but we were marked as general child haters already. 2 days later our landlord called us to remind us to please not let our cats out in the hallway, cause the neighbor's child is allergic to cats. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.